Welcome back. Here we are on April 16, and we're playing with our unit circle, and we're going to be reading exact values. So this is an exact value right here, and so is that. But we don't have any of the trig functions written on here, so we need to write them. So every single x value is the cosine, and every single y value is the sine. Okay, so please go around on your unit circle and write cosine and sine. I'm down here, cosine, sine, cosine, sine, cosine, sine, cosine, sine, cosine, sine. That should be easy enough. Now for all the other trig functions, we can just do the first quadrant, and then because they're going to have the same reference angles as the other quadrants have got. And then all you need to do is decide if it's positive or negative. That's all you'll need to do. So I'm going to do this on another sheet of paper because we're going to figure out what tangents are. Okay, so the tangent of any angle, let's say it's 30 degrees. Tangents are always y over x. So look, the y is a half and the x is root 3 over 2. There's the tangent. Divide by a fraction, multiply by the reciprocal, flip it, the 2's divide, and you get 1 over root 3. Rationalize it, and you get root 3 over 3. Which means for 30 degrees right here, the tangent of 30 is root 3 over 3. So anytime you have a pi over 6, this is what you need to think of as your reference angle. Anytime you have a pi over 6, it's root 3 over 3. But think about it over here. If you take that one and divide it by this one, you're going to get negative. So you would get negative root 3 over 3. This one would be y divided by x, a negative divided by positive. The tangent of 330, since it's pi over 6, the pi over 6 is going to be this same tangent. Now this one over here, there's the other pi over 6, but this is the negative divided by negative. Over here, the tangent of 7 pi over 6 is positive root 3 over 3. This makes all the tangents in the first and the third quadrants positive. But all you need to do is think of this. So if you get anything that ends in pi over 6, its tangent's either positive root 3 or 3, or it's negative. So which one is it? And you'll have to figure that out. This may be the easiest one of all right here. The tangent of 45. Think about this. The tangent of 45 is y over x. Oh, that's 1. Anything divided by itself. So the tangent here would be 1. So if you see a pi over 4 any place, you're supposed to know that the tangent is either 1 or negative 1. Okay? Well, guess what happens right here? Y divided by x, negative 1. Y divided by x, positive 1. Y divided by x, negative 1. But all the pi over 4s are going to have a tangent of 1. Tangent of 60, this would be root 3 over 2 divided by a half. Flip the half and multiply. That was just root 3. So on this one right here, the tangent of pi over 3 is just root 3. This is only 3 tangents. Root 3 over 3, 1, and root 3. All the tangents on the unit circle, if you're not on an x or y axis, are one of these 3 numbers. So which one is it? All the pi over 3s are that one, all the pi over 4s are that one, all the pi over 6s are this one. Now on this one right here, we've got the tangent of 0 is y divided by x. The tangent there is actually 0. So it's going to be 0 over here too. The tangent of this one is. Be careful up here, because up here the tangent of 90 is 1 divided by 0. Well, you can't divide by 0. So that one's going to be undefined, and so is this one down here undefined. So this only leaves 4 possible answers for any tangent. If you've always wanted multiple choice, here you go. It's either 0, think about this, all tangents on the unit circle have to be one of these 5. It has to be. Well, these two can never be negative. You can't have negative 0 and you can't have negative undefined. But those 3 can be negative depending on what quadrant you're in. Okay, so since we're in the world of tangent right here, let's look on this page. This is from an old book, but it's a pretty good example. Let's just look for tangents. We'll look right there. There's tangent of pi over 3. Well, that was going to be root 3. Read it off of your unit circle. And it's going to be negative. Okay, look. There's 2 pi over 3 right there. Well, because it's pi over 3, you know it's this. Ooh, yeah, I did it right. Because it's pi over 3, you know it's that. But because it's in the second quadrant, you know it's negative. Y divided by x, a positive divided by a negative. Okay, here's a pi over 6. Well, we know all pi over 6 are root 3 over 3s. But that's in the second quadrant, so all the tangents are negative in the second quadrant. Still looking for tangents. Let's see. There's one right there. All pi over 3s are root 3, and this one's in quadrant 4, so this one is negative root 3. Looking for tangents, looking for tangents, looking for tangents. Didn't find any tangents, okay? Of course, the sines and the cosines, just read them off. Look right here, sine of 2 pi over 3. Well, there's 2 pi over 3, and look, I've got it labeled, the sine's the y value, and the cosine's the x value. So just go read them. You can just read these. Sine of 5 pi over 6. Well, there's 5 pi over 6, and the sine is going to be a half. Write a half, and you're done. Cosine 3 pi over 4. There's 3 pi over 4. The cosine is negative root 2 over 2. This may be too fast, I don't know. The sine of negative 3 pi over 2. Well, here's negative 1 pi over 2 right there. There's negative 2 pi over 2 right there. Pi over 2s are 90s. 1, 2, 3. We're right here. There's the sign, 1. The answer is 1. We want you to just read these off of your unit circle. So there you go on that. And we're at about 10 minutes and we've only done sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, so I'm going to make another video and we'll go get cosecant, secant, and cotangent on the next one. And we'll return